It's time for the Ken Schwall End of the Year Closeout Special, the very best of the year 2000. And now, here's your host, Ken Schwall.
Hi, and welcome to our big Year 2000 Christmas special. It has been an interesting year, especially the last month and a half. But we promise tonight there'll be no mention of elections, of counts or recounts. We're just going to sit back and enjoy a nice evening of Christmas chad. Cheer. Christmas cheer. Now, our segment is, of course, about people. But every once in a while, we'll run across an animal, not literally, who will provide the needed smiles and laughs. And here are two such occasions. Well, just another day on the trampoline in the Watsons' backyard. Just the four kids. Yeah, I know, one of them's a goat.
They were just up there jumping one day, and it just jumped up there with them. And she fell off, and I figured, well, she's finished. But she got right back on there. So Dad said, well, she must really love that.
Since then, the goat has become a regular member of the Watson trampoline team. Now, why the goat does this is an open question. There are theories.
She eats too much beans and she jumps high as she can.
Yeah,
Too much, we're trying to get her to stop.
Well, don't bother. After about a week of this, the Watson family's rather blasé about the whole thing. The goat seems to enjoy himself.
Yeah.
Kind of odd.
Uh-huh. She enjoys herself more when she's eating my flowers.
But there have been other incidents.
She stepped on my foot.
She stepped on your foot?
Yeah. And then she hit me.
And she hit you? You guys are having a relationship problem, I think.
No.
Now, the goat isn't the only strange creature here. The Palomino does what?
Every once in a while, he likes to have a beer and chew tobacco.
A horse? The goat has no vices that we know of, but even she gets lazy under that hot Seymour sun. No laying down on the job. This is the duck family, and they've taken up residence here at the Ruby Tuesday World Headquarters in downtown Maryville. The family is growing all the time, and they've provided Ruby Tuesday employees with a lot of pleasure. But today, misfortune struck as Mama Duck was walking the kids down to the creek past the storm sewer grate.
As we're watching, sitting there going, oh, that's so cute, that's so cute. 3 of them fell in.
How did you feel when they fell in?
I felt sad, Ken. Really sad.
So the Ruby Tuesday employees sprang into action.
Went down and grabbed some hammers and ripped the grates out and jumped down the sewer and tried to grab them. But, you know, the bad thing was that they ran from us.
Well, I don't blame them.
Yeah, I don't either.
So they manned every grate on the premises. And they pulled every trick in the book.
We tried to talk Mama Duck.
Give me an example.
Well, quack, 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 quack.
Quack, 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 quack.
Quack, quack.
Quack, quack. It's a feeding call.
I understand. But the ducks would run through the many tunnels underneath. Finally, an intern hit upon an idea.
Close one, the duck would run out, close the other, and then he's trapped, and pick him up, throw him out.
That's pretty smart thinking for an intern.
Yeah. College degree, that's what it'll do for you.
Well, the idea worked.
You got it? Got him. Hello. Hello, hey, I've got him. Hey. Now somebody's going to have to lift me out of this sewer.
Pretty soon, all the ducks were out, and the Ruby Tuesday people were modest about their heroic efforts.
We all try to protect them, and they love us. They've made nests in the front of our building now for the last 3 years.
They love you?
They love us.
They love you.
They're not on our menu.
Now, everybody needs a hobby. 4 out of 5 doctors say it's therapeutic. Well, we met 2 guys this year with hobbies about as far apart as you can get. Here at the University of Tennessee, Jesus Rivas and his Professor Gordon Burkhart spent a lot of time handling big snakes. But this one pales in comparison with the snakes Jesus handles back home in his native Venezuela. Jesus, along with his wife Renee, has spent years catching and researching snakes. But his biggest claim to fame stems from the biggest snake in the world, the green anaconda. They're found in marshes, and Jesus and Renee walk through those marshes barefoot.
Barefoot?
Well, that wasn't my idea.
Whose was it?
But,
Yeah. They're gonna bite through your shoes anyway.
Good point. They say going barefoot helps them find the snakes, which are stretched out of the bottom.
What the heck is going through your mind? It's a lot of expectancy, you know. As you're going there, and best thing is when you step on something that's definitely not mud, and then you reach down to feel with your hands what the nature of the creature is.
What if it's a big snake?
And then you grab it. You grab it before it goes away.
You don't run?
No way. That's what I am there for.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
I need you to hold the head now, Renee.
Renee kind of married into the snake business, but now she's fairly calm about the whole thing.
I guess the closest thing I can think of is like an Easter egg hunt. When you're little, you go out and
wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I have to find the anaconda.
Jesus' mother says she's proud of her son's exploits, but as a mother, she's got to wonder.
What do you think of that? El Loco?
El Loco, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Christopher Veal is a high-tech kind of guy, a computer whiz, earns his living in the technology field. So when he mentioned that he'd taken up a new hobby, we figured it might not be real exciting. But we overestimated.
You collect what? Paperclips. Doesn't everybody? No, but nobody I know, pal.
Yep, Mr. Veal collects paperclips. He has hundreds of them. They are his passion. It all started when he found a couple of round ones.
They were a little odd, so I just kept them. They were a little odd. Hey. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, one thing led to another, and presto, here is a man living life on the edge. Now he has lots of them in frames on display for all the world to see. About now, you're probably wondering the exact same thing that Mr. Veal was wondering.
How are you going to make this exciting? Yeah, a little music, it'll be fine.
Okay, so even with music, paperclips aren't that exciting, but there's got to be some attraction.
You see those a lot, but they're weird. What do they call those? They're large document consolidation and retention devices. Better known as paperclips. Yeah.
So what does Mrs. Veal think?
Oh, I have my own hobby.
Well, what do you do?
I collect bookmarks.
No.
Then there is son Jacob, with a mother who collects bookmarks and a father who collects paperclips. What does he do for a hobby?
I don't do zilch.
I think you're better off, kid.
Yeah.
When we come back, we will meet some of the smartest kids in the world. Kids have traditionally been a very important part of Schwall's world, and this year we met several who were pretty impressive. When they're performing in the competition, they're just kids. But off stage, they represent 20 foreign countries. Interviewing some of them can be a challenge. Is this your first time in Tennessee? Spotting them can be tricky too. These Arab youngsters turned out to be from Nebraska. But with a little effort, you can find kids actually from abroad who can speak English. We met one group from Poland. Dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry.
Where you, by the way, you know you have a electrical cord on your head.
Yes.
You knew that?
Yes. Yes.
You got a translator here. So you're from Poland. What do you know about America?
It have big buildings.
Big, yeah.
Much of cars.
A lot of cars. What else? How's the food?
Good.
Yeah. Have you found any kielbasa yet?
No.
But you know, kids are the same all over the world.
Yes, I'm from Poland and I'm only one girl in this group.
Well, what's that like?
I don't like these boys.
You don't like these guys? There was also a group from Singapore. So what have you done since you've been here?
I went for shopping.
Shopping? Where'd you go? Walmart? Kmart?
No, Green Walls.
Green Walls?
Yeah.
Walgreens.
Oh, Walgreens.
Yeah. Oh, there's a ton of those. Oh, they're on every street corner. More coming every day.
Oh, good.
You know who you look like? Have you heard of Groucho Marx? Go like this. Perfect, perfect. They just don't walk onto the football field in the fall and do this stuff, you know. It takes practice, lots of it. Keeping up isn't all that easy.
7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Instructors from colleges all over the country are here to show how it's done. And the kids work hard to emulate them. And so do some brave local cheerleader coaches.
13, 3, 4, and 5.
Now this is the real tricky stuff. Takes coordination, strength, teamwork. And it's great when done well. Of course, those familiar with the nature of Schwall's world realize that we'll be featuring the flops tonight. All this can be a bit dangerous. The hall is filled with the walking wounded.
So I'm getting the feeling that cheerleading's a rough sport. Football players are wimps compared to you all.
Yeah, I guess so.
Nah.
Now through all the pain and the strain, a cheerleader must smile, no matter what. They practice that too.
That's just part of cheerleading. You have to be able to go up and still smile even if you mess up.
Do it again.
They're spending the week here, practicing everything they'll need to do on those fall Friday nights, including the most irritating cheerleader maneuver of them all, the TV camera cheer. These are members of the award-winning Blue Devils Drum and Bugle Corps from Concord, California. And as you can see, they're serious about what they do.
So serious when you play.
Oh, kind of have to.
Is that part of the mystique?
Part of the gig. Part of the gig.
Let me see that serious look one more time.
Wow.
Focus.
1, 2, ready, and...
There are 126 members of the unit, and each pays tuition to spend the entire summer touring and playing. They've just returned from a 3-week tour of Europe. They practice all day, every day, and it shows. They strive for perfection. Nothing less is acceptable.
So what are you doing?
I'm tuning my timpani.
Tuning your timpani?
Yes.
Sounds like fun.
Of course, there are other tuning methods.
You're not quite as subtle a tuner as she is over there, huh?
No, not really.
The Powell High School band was practicing nearby, and periodically some of them would sneak over to get inspiration from the music.
There's guys in the guard. It's awesome. I like to watch them.
The drum section is nothing if not versatile. Every kind of drum you can imagine.
What the heck is that?
Brake drum. An actual vehicle brake drum.
A brake drum?
Yeah.
You don't play that.
Yes, I do.
Ouch! Oh!
Whoa. When we come back, we will examine the area's nightlife. Our department operates mainly during daylight hours, but occasionally we get the urge to get out at night. Yep, even we have a nightlife. The faithful old knight stands guard outside while dozens of people inside prepare to do battle. And the method of battle is bidding, outbidding, underbidding, overbidding, anything it takes to get their hands on the prize.
175, 185, y'all done? You bought it. That's a good deal. Number 11. She's tickled to death.
They sell whole sets with an occasional caveat.
But you're buying it without a creamer, but if we find it, we will give it to you. You don't need it no way. Cream's bad for you.
The star of the show, of course, is the auctioneer.
4, 5, 5, 5, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5.
The auctioneer has help from his spotters, eyes always searching for the bids.
20, 20.
Bidding techniques vary. A raised hand, a raised finger, a knowing glance, an accidental cough.
Ma'am, you bought it $8.
Now, this isn't one of those highfalutin New York auctions, but you can see some resemblance. Are you representing some wealthy overseas investor?
Yeah.
Apparently not.
I'm on television, Robin.
It is apparent throughout that not everyone is bidding.
Just kind of looking tonight.
You're just here for the entertainment.
Just for the entertainment.
Just bring for cable. Quit being so cheap. But be very careful.
Last week, we came in to just look around. We wound up with 2 pickup truck loads of furniture.
And don't let the kids pressure you.
He wanted him. He said, bid, Mama, bid, bid, bid. So I bid.
Well, you bid.
I bid.
You don't have to buy a whole lot. Just finding that one precious thing, well, it makes the whole evening worthwhile. He's cussing.
That's awful.
It is food that first draws people here to King Tut's restaurant. Authentic Egyptian food, made and served by authentic Egyptians. But it's largely the atmosphere that keeps them coming. Entertainment includes impromptu comedy bits by Mo, the owner.
Because it had my name, Mo-ho.
Then there's an authentic Egyptian dance by Mo's 11-year-old daughter, who sometimes gets her cultures mixed up. But the real fun begins when Mo passes out the instruments. Yep, each diner becomes part of the house band, and they strike up that old Egyptian favorite. It is an experience that leaves participants thinking they're now experts on Egyptian instruments.
What is that?
That's your bongo sticks.
It's a kid's toy.
No, it's a bongo stick. Like,
ow! But let's get back to the food. So explain to me what all this stuff is. What's this?
Okay, that's the stuffed pepper, green pepper. I also have the stuffed cabbage rolls, potato casserole, macaroni bechamel, and kebab hala.
What is that?
Okra tomato stew.
Okra?
Mm-hmm.
Is that Egyptian?
It's very much.
No. And you top the meal off with some of that strong Egyptian coffee, if you dare.
I'm going to drink this.
L'chaim.
Here we go.
But wait, there's more.
You read your fortune in the pattern of these grounds in the bottom of this pot. That's what they tell me, although no one's ever been brave enough to read mine. But
I can read your fortune. You're not going to sleep tonight. Stay with us. Still to come, 3 dyed-in-the-wool card-carrying characters. No doubt about it, it is the characters that make this show go round. And if they can sing, so much the better. If you've ever been in Blount County, you may have seen it, a 1956 Cadillac carrying 2 guys with sideburns, guys who look from a distance an awful lot like Elvis. So where are they going, you ask? Where else? Burger King. They've sworn off donuts for the new year. Now, the sight of one Elvis sitting in a booth at Burger King is an attention getter, but 2 Elvises? Or is it 2 Elvi? At any rate, they were sure the center of attention. See those guys over there?
Mm-hmm.
Not those guys, the Elvis guys.
I see the Elvis guys.
What do you think?
I think they look like Elvis Presley.
But for Ronnie Gibbs and Chris Barata, the attention goes with the territory.
It's entertaining to see the comments and the double takes and the looks and when they go like this or something like that.
When did he become an influence?
When I was about 6-year-old, I guess.
6?
6, right.
Could you grow sideburns then?
No, but I tried.
What's your favorite Elvis song?
Jailhouse Rock.
Jailhouse Rock? I would have guessed Love Me Tender.
No, Jailhouse Rock.
You got a wild streak, don't you?
Yeah, always had a wild streak.
What would Elvis, how old would he be, 65?
65 tomorrow.
65, he'd be retiring then.
Well, I don't know if he'd retire, you know.
Picking up that Social Security.
I doubt that. I think he'd be just like Chuck Berry and the rest of them and still be doing it.
So the people keep on looking and the boys keep on acting the parts.
Falling in love with you.
This is Sandra Dubon, hard at work at her family's insurance office just off of Paper Mill. She's capable, conscientious, and hardworking. Oh, and one other thing.
She clucks.
You're sure about that?
I'm positive.
You've heard her.
I've heard her.
And now we're about to. You don't have to beg for an encore. This chicken's a ham.
We could do Frosty. I hear Frosty coming from the crowd. Yeah, okay.
there's no crowd.
Yeah, I hear a Frosty.
Okay, do Frosty. So you're her father.
That's correct.
You must be so proud.
Absolutely proud of her. Yeah. Not too many people can cluck.
No, you're right there.
And especially Rocky Top. You ought to hear her cluck.
Oh, she does Rocky Top?
Oh.
But at this time of year, we'll just stick to Christmas songs.
Okay.
Oh, well, that is our show. We certainly can't top that. So thanks for being with us. And from the entire Schwall's World staff, good night and Merry Christmas.